Today is going to be an exciting one because most of these perfumes are hype, and I mixed it with some unhyped perfume as well that I think you'll be interested about. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to start off with a banger, okay? I haven't really heard people talk about this perfume, and this is called Lutfah, The Seventh Heaven by my Arabiyat Prestige. This perfume has been given to me in PR as well by Arabiyat Prestige. And to be honest, this came as a big surprise. As you know, I mentioned, I never heard of it when I received it. I'm going to tell you the truth. The first time I smelled this fragrance, I wasn't really impressed, or let's say I didn't care that much about it because first of all, it was very masculine leaning, and second of all, I found it like just too sharp when I smelled it from the bottle. Okay, I've only tried this perfume here in the colds, and actually I shouldn't say that I've tried it because it was my husband who was testing this perfume. To me, this is definitely masculine leaning, and guys, this is absolutely beautiful. Let me read you the notes. It has bergamot, pink pepper, davana, white amber, rosemary, agarwood, vetiver, leather, and musk. So, having said that, it is definitely bright and citrusy in the opening. I'll say that the pink pepper and davana added to the freshness in the opening, and then as it dries down, the slightly animalic oud and leather becomes prominent. This is absolutely sexy. I would say I will categorize it as like a warm, spicy, yet fresh kind of a scent. The performance is stellar, okay? And what I mean by stellar is that it projects very strong the entire wear. Let me tell you something. My husband and I don't really have the same taste when it comes to fragrance. I mentioned before to you guys that my husband prefers something strong, animalic, and woody kind of scent. And it's very rare for him to give a feedback about the fragrance if I don't ask him. But with Lutfah, guys, I was shocked. At the end of the day, he approached me with a very serious face and told me, "Do you want me to give you a feedback about the perfume you gave me this morning?" I love this perfume. It lasted me the whole day without me trying so much to sniff myself. This is one of the strongest perfume that you ever gave me. And guys, that is a mic drop, because for my husband to say something like that, that means he is impressed. Well, basically for him, his standard of a good perfume is if he smelled it the entire day. The more animalic and beast mode it is, the more he loves it. And Lutfah passed his standard. I will say amongst all perfumes that I gave him, the only perfumes that he gave me good feedback are Lutfah by Arabiyat Prestige, Estrella de la Mañana by Uno Inomad, and Badi Al Oud for Glory. So, having said that, those perfumes are beast mode when it comes to performance. I've been smelling it on him several times. Yes, several times, because he loves this perfume to the point that he keeps reaching out for it. I will categorize it as a fresh, woody, and warm, spicy kind of scent. It starts off very bright and fresh with the bergamot and pink pepper, and then as it dries down, agarwood, leather, and vetiver are taking over. I will say the longer it stays on the skin, the more the leather and oud comes out. The oud in here is quite animalic, okay? I wouldn't say that it is a clean smelling oud. But yeah, I am just very impressed about this fragrance. It is not groundbreaking when it comes to scent, but when it comes to performance, guys, I will say that this is one of the strongest in our collection. Yeah, so if you are the type who only wears beast mode kind of fragrance and you love the idea of fresh, citrusy, warm, spicy, and woody kind of scent, I highly, highly recommend you Lutfah. Apparently, this is a dupe of Giza's Imperial Valley. Okay, I've only tried that fragrance once, and as far as I remember, it was a fresh, woody, and woody kind of scent. I am not gonna compare them like side by side because I cannot confirm to you that they are one-to-one dupes, okay? However, I highly recommend you Lutfah, guys, because this is a stunner. As mentioned, performance is bomb. Scent-wise, it is great as well. It is something that will be perfect for everyday use. I will say it is masculine leaning. So if you're a man and you prefer beast mode kind of scents, highly recommend you Lutfah by Arabiyat Prestige. This is absolutely amazing. If I have to do once again a 10 out of 10 Middle Eastern perfumes, Lutfah will be in that list. Next up, I would say are Hype Fragrances by Paris Corner. And I have here 4 that they sent me in PR. And yeah, let me start off with something as well that nobody talks about a lot, okay? And this is Farah. And this is how the bottle looks like. Now, with the bottle design, for sure, it is somehow giving you Initio vibes, right? Yeah, first time I saw it, I was like, oh, this looks like an Initio dupe. And yes, it is. Apparently, it is a dupe of Side Effect. Unfortunately, I haven't tried that perfume yet, but anyway, I have my own thought about Farah. Now, the first time I sprayed this fragrance, I would say it was quite harsh and sharp. There is a very sharp tobacco and saffron here in the opening that kind of pulled me off. So I thought that I won't like this fragrance, okay? However, of course, I tested it the entire day, and at the same time, I let my husband test it as well. And guys, I will say that as this fragrance dries down, it actually becomes better because it becomes sweeter. I will say this is in the same ballpark as Lutfah Cambra, Angel Share, you know. So having said that, it is a boozy and a little bit spicy yet sweet kind of fragrance. However, with Farah, I feel like the tobacco is very prominent in the opening. I find the tobacco not that smooth in the opening. However, as it dries down, it becomes smoother and it becomes sweeter. I'm not sure where the sweetness is coming from, you know. It seems like a praline kind of sweetness. So, you know, it's a little bit caramelized and sugary, but not really, meaning like it's not too sweet. I love how this fragrance is sweetened up. I will say that I really like this fragrance. Just not a fan of the opening. However, you know, as time goes by, I would say in 1 minute, it becomes better. And the final dry down, guys, is absolutely beautiful. When my husband used it the other day, you know, he came back from work and I could still smell him. And I actually gave him compliment that he smelled so, so good. I will say that this fragrance is unisex. If the sound of tobacco, rum, cinnamon, with sweetness sound interesting to you, then I highly recommend you Farah. When it comes to longevity and projection, guys, this is amazing. I will say all of the perfumes that I'm going to talk about today have above average longevity and projection, um, with the exception of Lutfah, because this is a bomb level. But Farah, guys, it can last more than 8 hours, okay? Especially if you overspray on clothes. I'll say that I'm happy to add this in my collection because if you watch my channel, you know that I love fragrances that has some booziness and sweetness in them, and Farah definitely hits that mark for me. All right, next up is Voux Zeste. And this is how the bottle looks like. And you know, this is all over the internet already. So I don't think I need an extra introduction about this fragrance because for sure you've heard about this fragrance as a dupe of Xerjoff's Lira. And guys, I'll be honest with you. When I came back to Portugal last week, I had so many PR boxes waiting for me, right? I was so excited. Paris Corner PR box was one of the first one that I opened first. During that time, I was kind of away from social media. I wasn't really watching videos or checking out perfumes because aside from vacation with my family, I also went to Exans in Milan. Anyway, so I just want to tell you guys that I didn't know yet that this was a dupe of Lira, okay? However, the moment I sprayed it, I knew right away that yes, this is definitely giving Xerjoff Lira vibes. And I have Lira. When I check the note breakdown, they have the same. So I have to compare them side by side to let you guys know if I think that they are one-to-one dupes, okay? And since I compare them side by side, I actually wouldn't say that they are solid dupes, okay? But hear me out. It doesn't mean that Voux Zeste is not good, okay? Actually, in the final dry down, it is giving more Lira vibes, but to me, it's not fully Lira. I would say it is kind of giving like a combo of Lira and Dolce & Gabbana's Devotion. What I notice is that Lira is more zesty and at the same time more gourmand, you know? To me, Lira definitely smells gourmand, like a lemon cheesecake. Whereas Zesty, I would say is sweet. However, in a context that it doesn't smell like a dessert. It has more of the sweetness of Devotion. I don't know if I'm making sense here or if you are understanding me. So I would say that they are both citrusy gourmand, but Lira is more edible, I'll say. Zesty is definitely more perfumey in a way. To me, this is definitely giving Devotion vibes as well. And I have Lira, Devotion, and now Zesty, okay? And to be honest, what can I say? If I have to choose just one, okay? Guys, if you don't have Lira and Dolce & Gabbana's Devotion, I'll just go for Zesty. Hands down. Let's say Lira costs around $200. Zesty is like less than $40, I think. And when it comes to Devotion, I will say that this is less citrusy than Devotion and it just smells better. Basically, you are getting like the best of both, in my opinion, because Lira to me is very gourmand. I don't find this very gourmand. This is just somewhere, you know, in the middle, gourmand and perfumey. And it is not too sweet. It is not too citrusy as Devotion, but it is giving like the vibe of Devotion in the dry down. Absolutely beautiful. When it comes to longevity and projection, I will say that it lasts for a very long time. It projects for the first 2 hours until it becomes moderate. So, having said that, still above average performance. Love this fragrance and I highly recommend it. Once again, this is Voux Zeste by Paris Corner. Such a winner for the price tag and the scent as well. Next up is the super hype Felicity under the Kayali collection. And guys, I actually bought a bottle of Felicity because I was in Dubai when it was released. So I got this fragrance like the day after it was released. I will never forget that because if you actually follow me on Instagram, I posted about it that I ordered it and basically it arrived in less than 24 hours in the house that I'm staying in Dubai. Yeah, it's because I was super duper excited about this fragrance because it is a dupe of one of my favorite, or let's say my favorite Kayali scent, the Wedding Silk Santal. And what can I tell you? I am not disappointed. I will say that this is definitely giving Silk Santal vibes. I'm not gonna read you the notes, okay? If you notice, I don't really read you the notes in my channel because I want to tell you more about my experience. With Felicity, I will say that I am definitely getting the vibes of Silk Santal with the exception, okay, of the opening because I noticed that Silk Santal is fruitier and more sparkling. Even though Felicity has a sparkly and bright opening, so, the freesia, nectarine, and champagne are present, it is not that loud. Silk Santal definitely is brighter. I would say that the nectarine and the florals are very prominent here, especially the jasmine and orange blossom. The vanilla and sweet and creamy sandalwood is there as well. Very, very nice scent. However, guys, I won't say that it is a 1-to-1 dupe of Silk Santal, but it is great, okay? I will say that Felicity is more floral in the dry down, especially on skin, because I've worn this several times, guys, when I was in Dubai, especially when I first got it. And, I always describe Silk Santal as combo of their Deja Vu and vanilla. So on skin, Silk Santal definitely is pulling more of the vanilla, while Felicity on my skin pulls more the florals, okay? So having said that, it's not really like 1-to-1 dupe, but in the air, it is. This is a beautiful fragrance. However, I will just say that if you are not a fan of orange blossom and jasmine, you might not like Felicity because those notes are quite loud in here. I will say that Paris Corner made a good twist. It is less bright, less fruity, and more floral version of Silk Santal to my nose. Still gorgeous fragrance, guys. Highly recommend. When it comes to longevity and projection, yeah, I will say above average. Paris Corner, I will say, does it well when it comes to performance of their perfumes. And yeah, Felicity did not disappoint. Absolutely beautiful. Will I recommend it as a dupe of Silk Santal? Yes. Is it 1-to-1? No, I would say this is around 90%. Lovely and sophisticated, floral, fruity, and sweet, musky scent. Definitely feminine leaning. Next up is the last one from Paris Corner, and this is Marshmallow Blush. For sure, you've heard about this fragrance because it is Absolutely beautiful. I'll be honest with you guys, when I saw the bottle, I thought that, oh my god, it is really giving Barbie vibes, and it might not be for me. The packaging of this one is very cute, very girly. It looked a little bit juvenile for my taste. However, guys, when I smell this fragrance, oh my god, it is my favorite out of the 4 perfumes that Paris Corner sent me. This is absolutely beautiful strawberry whipped cream marshmallow scent. Okay, is it one-to-one dupe of Kayali's Yum Boujee Marshmallow? Yes, but guys, I will say that this is like an extra version of Yum Boujee Marshmallow. Yes, you heard it right. This is definitely longer lasting and more projecting. That is the difference. It is a kind of dupe that I will consider as better than the OG. Yes, it is that good. It is that good. And it is a kind of strawberry scent that is very addictive. I think it's because of the fluffy texture of the marshmallow note in here, plus the whipped cream. I find those notes very prominent here. Very addictive. I mentioned before that Yum Boujee Marshmallow was one of my favorite strawberry scents in my collection. But guys, I think after Marshmallow Blush, this might be my favorite strawberry scent. Yes, in my collection. Longevity and projection are amazing. Okay, amazing. It can last more than 8 hours with very good projection, especially for the first 2 hours. Guys, if you don't have Kayali Yum Boujee Marshmallow yet, just get this one. Yeah, just get this one. This is definitely better than the OG. Highly recommend. I love this cotton candy design of their bottle. Marshmallow Blush, my favorite even in today's list. A 10 out of 10 fragrance in my opinion. And yeah, I find this feminine leaning. All right, next fragrance is by French Avenue, and this is Cocoa Morado. I bought this when I visited the shop of Fragrance World in Dubai because I was so excited when I saw it in the shop, okay? I've tried it when I was there, and to be honest, since I know that it was duping Oud Cadenza by Maison Crivelli, I just know that I have to get it because if you watch my channel, you know that Oud Cadenza was the best release of 2024 for me, okay? And I don't have a full bottle yet of that fragrance. Anyway, that's the reason why I wanted to get this fragrance. And guys, I told you in the beginning of this video that there is one disappointment, and yeah, it is Cocoa Morado. I'm not gonna read you the notes because the notes are super duper long. Basically, it's the same exact notes as Oud Cadenza. Okay, so having said that, it is warm, spicy, woody, dark, and sweet. Okay. However, guys, I find Cocoa Morado to be more smoky and less sweet. Definitely not as smooth as well as Oud Cadenza, and it is missing the sweetness of the dates, caramel, and sugarcane. Yeah, I find this fragrance quite sharp, especially in the opening. The cinnamon, saffron, and spices are quite sharp, and I actually thought that the sharpness will die down, but okay, it lessened, but it didn't disappear. The incense in here is quite strong and like, you know, very smoky to the point that in the final dry down, all I could smell was that smoky incense labdanum, benzoin, oud, and patchouli. I didn't get that sweetness and buttery texture of oud cadenza in here. So yeah, I'm quite disappointed with this one. However, okay, let's see. I'm gonna give this one more month to see if there will be any changes. But for now, I will say that oud cadenza is definitely better, and I won't recommend this as a dupe of Maison Crivelli's Oud Cadenza. When it comes to longevity and projection, I would say that yes, this is above average, just like the rest of this collection. And yeah, I wouldn't say that it's a bad fragrance though. I would say that I was just disappointed because I was expecting it to be a good dupe of Oud Cadenza, and it's not. I won't say that it's a bad fragrance. It just disappointed me because it is not what I expected it to be. If I have to describe this, I will say that this is a smoky, incensey, animalic, oud leather, patchouli kind of a scent. So, having said that, it is definitely more masculine leaning because I find oud cadenza to be like feminine leaning actually because of the sweetness. And yeah, that is my thought about Cocoa Morado by French Avenue. Last but not the least is another banger, guys. And I would say that this is not new as well. However, I got this from Arabiyat as well, along with the other two in this collection. I reviewed the other two already in my past video, so I wouldn't be talking about them. Guys, oops, I'm sorry. I didn't even tell you the name. This is Nyla Suede by Arabiyat Prestige. Beautiful bottle. And guys, scent-wise, it is absolutely beautiful. If you are like me and you love creamy coconut and sandalwood scents, you will definitely adore Nyla Suede, okay? This is very creamy in the opening because of that coconut, and it is sweet as well because of caramel and praline. So, imagine like a sweetened coconut cream in the opening. And then as it dries down, there's something tropical about it. I would say that I'm getting some floral nuance in the background. Yeah, I guess it's the ylang ylang, so yeah. But it is somehow contrasted with milk and vanilla. Wow, absolutely beautiful. In the note breakdown, it says that it has leather. I'll be honest with you, I'm not really getting leather here. I will say that it is giving like a cold milk texture. Okay, so imagine that. And it has a creamy sandalwood, coconut cream, caramel, praline, and vanilla. Yeah, that's how it smells like. Absolutely beautiful. I love this scent. I will say that I love all the perfumes that I talked about in today's video, minus Cocoa Morado. But this is definitely one of my favorites. Let's say top 2 favorite, and this is my number 1 favorite in today's video. Anyway, guys, longevity and projection are above average, okay? Let's say not really a beast, but it stays, and that creamy coconut and sandalwood stays. Plus, I love the cold milk feel of this fragrance. Definitely for creamy coconut and sandalwood lovers out there, highly recommend it. I know the bottle is matte black. It is giving unisex vibes, okay? But in my opinion, this is definitely feminine leaning. Love this fragrance, and I haven't smelled anything like it. I will say this is a 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah. Once again, that is Nyla Suede by Arabiyat Prestige. All right, that is the very long video for today, guys. I know I talked a lot because I am just very excited to talk about these amazing fragrances. Now, I want to know, what do you think of them? If you've tried them, are we agreeing on some things or disagreeing? Please let me know in the comments down below. I think I'm going to start talking about perfumes that I discovered in Exans and in Philippines. So yeah, if you're interested about that, make sure that you are subscribed, okay? And in case you want to know more about the other Middle Eastern perfumes that I received last month, I'm gonna link up in here the reviews that I did. And yeah, once again, thank you all so much for watching, guys. I hope that you enjoyed, and see you in my next one. Bye!